The first thing I just want to say before I start the questions is thank you guys so much for your hard work. Like, to me, you and Glenn and the team over there, it's like Batman and Robin, man. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Like,
thank you. That's the kind of question today. I'll take those questions all day long because it is a lot of passion and dedication, as you know, from the team, all of the developers on Advanced Warfare. And so thank you for that. That means a lot.
Yeah, definitely, man. So let's get it started. Now, I did a lot of research regarding Call of Duty, you know, as a brand, and I know that you guys had an idea at one point to do a third-person Call of Duty game, but I think 6 to 9 months in development, things kind of fell through. Then you guys moved over to work on a Modern Warfare 3. So my thing is, that third-person mode, I would love to see what you guys can do with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially after the Dead Space greatness. So is this a mode that will like eventually come? Like, is this a mode that will eventually hit a Call of Duty that you guys do? Considering, you know, now that you guys, you know, got your feet wet with the Call of Duty brand.
Well, you know, yeah, it was an interesting time when we first started HipHopGamer Games. We had just come off of Dead Space, and there was this creative idea around bringing everything that's great about third person and all the character movements and things you can do, and you can see your character from that perspective, and marrying that with, you know, the best-in-class sort of gameplay that Call of Duty is known for. So we were pretty excited about that. And then, yeah, the opportunity to work with Infinity Ward and MW3 was great, and then the opportunity to be the first, you know, new lead studio for Advanced Warfare. All of those things have been amazing opportunities. You know, now, you know, with this game, we're focused on DLC and providing great content for fans over the AW season of content. And then we'll, you know, look to see where we want to take the franchise for us as a studio, and, you know, there's more innovation and more changes that are happening in gaming today that I've ever seen in my career. And so, you know, we do talk about first person, third person, what's the right fit for that. No concrete answer yet, but yeah, I think our pedigree as a studio of both third-person developers and first-person developers now, you know, gives us a lot of opportunity.
So the next question is this, right? Advanced Warfare shocked the shit out of me. When I was in E3, I was sitting in the theater, and when I saw the first level, I was like, yo, this is not like any traditional Call of Duty. The exoskeletons, I was blown away. Then I saw the San Francisco level, and yo, personally, I wanted to like invite you guys out to dinner and just have a conversation and treat you or something. Like, it was just really amazing what you guys done with the franchise and where you guys took it and the whole idea of Advanced Warfare. So my next question is, I know that everybody's taking a turn in terms of Treyarch, then Infinity Ward, then back to you guys. So I'm not sure if 2017 is going to mark the time where we see, you know, Sledgehammer come back to the Call of Duty franchise and release their next title. But the question is this: Advanced Warfare 2, or will we see a brand new story?
Well, you know, of course I can't answer for, I wouldn't want to answer for Treyarch or Infinity Ward, what those studios are thinking about or doing. I think for us, yeah, we're really proud of what we developed as sort of the creative universe for Advanced Warfare, with the gameplay innovations in MP and the story and Kevin Spacey's character.
Classic.
You know, and so I think, you know, we hope to think that there's more to tell in that universe and more innovation we want to continue to pursue. So, yeah, we view Advanced Warfare as something that's pretty near and dear to our hearts, and there's more creative avenues ahead we want to explore with it.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, after seeing Kevin Spacey and what you guys did with that, I don't give a damn what you do next. Just do something. Period. Just do something, because it is amazing, man. I loved it, man. I love every bit of it. Now, the next question is this: Call of Duty going beyond the comfort zone. Now, I know a lot of people that love Call of Duty as well as myself, and also I know that there's another group of Call of Duty fans that want to see you guys kind of go beyond the comfort zone. And what I mean by that is things like a cover system and more environmental destruction, you know, even story changing decisions where instead of everything being scripted and you just follow through, it'd be amazing if there's certain things in a story where you can actually choose, and then depending on what you choose, you may see something different happen, encouraging replay value to play the story all over again if you made a different decision. I think seeing Call of Duty going to those particular areas would be very interesting. And you did mention about innovative opportunities in the game industry today. How does that fit in line with your vision for the next Call of Duty you guys do?
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, I've been making games for a long time, and this is the greatest fan base on the planet, really. Like, the biggest, most passionate group of fans, guys like yourself, who, are really active in wanting to help us continue to push the franchise into new areas. And so, we're taking that very serious. We're coming out of Advanced Warfare. We're really proud of what that game is, what it means to fans, but also really listening closely to what fans want and ideas about how to continue that moving forward. So, yeah, I think that everything's on the table, right? We've got, again, the team's focused on the DLC season, but when you talk about new ways to play and, whether that's branching storylines or third modes or, crazy changes to multiplayer, like, we have the luxury of being early in pre-production on our next game. That means all ideas are good ideas at this point. Now, we got to stay true to what Call of Duty means and that gun-on-gun action that makes it so great and all the things that you and I both love as a franchise, but yeah, we're pushing some pretty big and bold sort of ideas, and those are really fun conversations to have at the studio right now.
No, yeah, I can imagine, man. I'm loving it, man. Seriously. Now, I know you was talking. I hear you keep mentioning DLC, and it's so interesting you said that because I had a question about DLC. Now, me personally, I'm a fan of DLC, and I like DLC, but I know there's a lot of people that have issues with DLC and the way the business side is structured and stuff like that. So, what I wanted to ask you, when you look at the GameStops of the world and GameFlies or whatever it is, like other alternatives on how people get their games. When you think about the used game market and how companies like yourself don't see revenue from used game sales and stuff like that, was DLC created, or these other ways of making money and microtransactions, was these things created to help you guys balance out the fact that you don't always get what you should get? You know what I'm saying? As a business, kind of walk me through that, because I think a lot of people need to be educated on it. Because to me, I feel like when it comes to DLC, if I feel that it's worth it, I'm gonna buy it. Period. Like, I don't look at it as a wrong thing. But I just would like to hear your perspective, considering you guys, one of the biggest, teams in the industry.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Again, I've been making games now for almost 20 years, and for a large part of my career, DLC didn't exist at all. And for us as developers, the great thing is we have a good publishing partner in Activision who handles all of that side of the business, right? Like, they are the business guys, and for us, we just focus on making really great content, right? And the goal is always, how do you make a game that you're proud of, that your fans are going to love, and if they do, and they want more of it, then how do you provide that? And so, I don't know when it was, maybe 7-8 years ago, when fans just were continuing to ask for new ways to play your game, and that became sort of the opportunity through DLC. So, I guess my answer to your question is, from the developer side, it's really rewarding when we can continue to make new content for the game that fans want. And if you make a game that they don't want more content, then obviously you don't do it. Maybe fans want more and more cool stuff, and you're seeing that with Exo Zombies, right? Super awesome new mode that's coming out tomorrow, and new maps and new loot with weapons and weapon variants. So ours is just from the creative side, a response to fans wanting to continue to play the game in new ways, and that's super rewarding.
Now, let me ask you this. I'm a big fan of the Call of Duty tournaments. Like, the tournaments that you guys put on, you don't understand, man. Like, it's like looking at boxing matches, man. Like, it's really serious, but it's so much fun. I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have plans to possibly add esports, like, app or esports function in your future Call of Duty games, so you can have that particular competitive nature built in right into the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully I'm asking this question correctly, but I think with the rise of esports being so powerful, it'd be amazing to see that type of style built in the game, or even an app that could be built on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 or something like that. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because Call of Duty leads the way there.